think that and the fact that he took such meticulous detail to record every single little nuance and subtlety in that landscape. You can lose yourself for hours in the pictures that he painted.
Yeah.
Every single aspect of the landscape he just revelled in, and he made it his life's mission to paint landscape in a way no one else had painted landscape before.
I think Nerine has a tough job following in Constable's footsteps. I'm not expecting a copy of Behaywayn or any of Constable's famous pictures. I think it would be great if we could include some of that detail that Constable was so meticulous about recording, and in a sense there's a tension at the heart of this. So I think Nerine has to create a scene that is both peaceful and placid, but also full of movement and activity, and somehow recreate that essence of what made Constable's art so special.
Is a huge amount of pressure, because I want to create something that suits the area that it hangs, and I also want to create something that is reminiscent of the landscape round about us, that soaks up that atmosphere, that evokes that.
To fulfil her £10,000 commission to paint Flatford in Suffolk, Landscape Artist of the Year Nerine McIntyre has set out her palette and is getting a feel for her surroundings.
I've just started the painting today with a ground of enamels and acrylics, and I would usually work on a ground in the studio as well, because it gives me a tone and sometimes a texture to build upon. What I'm doing, because I'm limited in my time, I'm outside, so it's like a painted sketch, if you like, is using the oils to sketch with and then taking away the shapes and elements to create the image that I'm looking for. It's really nice to be able to work outside, just like Constable did. I'm getting the same sort of experiences, because I'm sure he would have sat in the exact same position I am, soaking up the atmosphere and looking at exactly the same landmarks and landscape that I am, and we're just interpreting it in different ways. When he was painting outside, that was a very different thing to do for painters at that time. So it's really nice that we've got that connection.
By using the various photographs she's taken of Flatford, Nerine can get a feel for what the final commission will look like.
I've edited the composition and changed the trees sections and brought some of those forward, moved the cottage and the bridge over to the side rather than having that as a central focus. Really the colours are coming from everything that I've soaked up, other things that I've seen. So that's something that I'll be able to look at and see if it works and decide later on whether to use that or not. Also the scale of the piece, I'll be able to see whether to keep it maybe a rectangular framed format, or I might decide to use another dimension. It gives me plenty to think about.